Okay, I'm gonna admit I feel a little bit challenged. We're gonna have to sort this one out. I am surprised by the comments that I received on a video called, "Does my clean shaven head prove I don't care about my hair?" I thought it'd be obvious to most people if I've ever been able to prove that I don't care about my hair, it was when I did a clean head shave. And how I've continued to maintain basically a zero guard for over a month now. I thought that would be obvious proof. And I think I've learned that ultimately I'm never gonna be able to convince some people. Some people are still gonna think that because I do a YouTube channel about hair loss and I make 2 or 3 videos a day sometimes, that by default, that I care about my hair. When in reality, I'm a mentor and that's part of my identity is to help other people. So it's really funny that to me, so many people still think that I truly care about my hair. So you can check out the comments in that video. Does my clean shaven head prove I don't care about my hair? I don't want to take a lot of time to look at all those comments, but I do especially want to focus on our friend Maxwell Smart. Because I think he feels where I'm coming from and the reality of what's actually going on here. Because again, I'm convinced certain people I'll never convince. I'm convinced, yeah, that certain people will never convince that I don't care about my hair. Maxwell Smart said actually on a different video, am I proof a buzz cut can actually make a man more handsome? Here's what he said, and this speaks to the other conversation. Quote, "Yes, you are more handsome in an edgy way." He goes on to say, quote, "I agree with you, but you need 2 stages of confidence, one to shave the head and one to accept it. There are many who do the shave but cannot accept the look. The shaving is the technical part, while accepting the look is the mental one, and it has a beginning and an end. The beginning is the decision to shave, and the end is the self-evaluation of the shave. In your case, it was a given, but for others who haven't tried different buzz cuts before, the results could be very different." End quote. So I think that's very important, that for some people, they never accept it. And you saw the video when I was at the barber shop, how I instantly looked in the selfie cam and said, "I like this." You've seen the videos where I've done since then, where I look in the selfie cam and I'm like, I look good. I like the way I look. I'm very pleased with this. And it's like, I've already started the video by saying that I'm convinced I can never convince other people, certain people, that I don't care about my hair. What would it take to do that? And now there's these other conversations. Well, then you should keep it clean shaven for 6 months and then you'd really prove it. You know, I think that's, if you don't believe me, you're not gonna believe me. And if you do believe me, you do believe me. I know I'm not deceiving myself. I know I make these videos for you, not to convince myself that hair does or does not matter. What I do know is that I genuinely love a zero guard buzz cut. I know that. And maybe one day I'll grow my hair back out and maybe I'll do it next month. Maybe. I don't care. But I do know I love this. Even though it is a lost cause to try to prove to some of you that I don't actually care about my hair, I guess the only way I could even try to convince you at this point, if you think that I'm deceiving myself, is to consider this. If I did have that perfect juvenile David Schwimmer hairline with no thinning, if I had that, knowing what I know now, would I be a more confident person? My honest answer is no. I don't think so. I think this whole process has helped me understand things I couldn't have known otherwise. Because let's face it, if I had a perfect head of hair, and granted, close enough to perfect as far as I'm concerned, but in some superficial, waste of time Hollywood way, a perfect head of hair, not even Norwood one, just perfect, framed in, boxed in, no matter how old I am, it's just thick hair. If I had that, then by default, there's going to be much of my confidence and my identity that's linked to that. Granted, I wouldn't ever have to really worry about it, but in the back of my mind, oh no, what happens if I start losing my hair? And what if that happened at age 40? What if that happened at age 50? There'd be that fear of losing something that you have, that you depend on, that's perfect. And for me, I don't have that to lose. And by already identifying as a bald person on purpose, by choice, I'm ready for it either way. I'm presenting to you a theory that I, by default, am more confident because I have dealt with this journey here. Because I've dealt with that journey, I'm more prepared than most people are for it, so that I'm good either way. And I think that, I submit to you, my friends, that my brotherhood of the hair loss, I submit to you that the position I'm in now is the best position to be in. Oh yes, it's heresy to some of you, but I'm going to say it anyway. It is better to experience hair loss and learn to deal with it, and even realize that you're happier without hair anyway. That's a better, enviable position to be in than the man who's the same age as me, has experienced no hair loss. And okay, you need an example? Zach Braff, look him up. He's got on that new show Alex Inc. now, right? And he's several years older than me. Perfect hair. So what? Would it be nice to have that wavy, thick, juvenile hairline? Okay, sure, but you know what? I'm 5'9". Would it be nice to be 6'3"? Maybe it would. Do you think I care about that? No. No. I'm telling you, I am in an enviable situation. I say that for guys that are older than me and have more hair than me. Part of them would envy the amount of confidence I have and the strong sense of who I am with or without hair. But see, that's the paradox, my favorite word. That's always the theme of this channel. The paradox is this. Someone who is not confident as I am and who doesn't have an established sense of their identity is always going to look at me in the same way that they look at themselves in the mirror and think, well, I couldn't be confident losing my hair, and I would be in denial if I was saying the things Nick's saying. So therefore, he must be that way too. And see, that's how we interact with human beings, isn't it? We look at other human beings, we look at our interactions, and we make assumptions on the other people based on how we see ourselves, which that itself is the disillusion. Imagine that I could actually be honest and say, I don't care about my hair. I think it's a confidence crutch. I think it's a trigger for insecurity. And I honestly don't care if I go bald. And that is the twist ending of this whole series. Not that this series is coming to an end, but I'm actually really not going that bald, but I'm so prepared for it that it helps me help other people who actually are. It's almost like a death wish for your hair. It's almost the position that I'm in. I think the ultimate takeaway is this. There's what? Almost 3,800 of you. Thank you for being here, by the way. I'm glad you're here. What we have to realize in a crowd that big, many of you are insecure. Many of you don't have the level of confidence I have, that I am in myself. So no matter what I say, the words come out and they get warped and twisted and they go in your ear through a translator that speaks through a screen of toxic language, of negativity, of it's never going to be good enough. It's worse than you think. That's really how it gets filtered. It gets warped and perverted in your ear. Meanwhile, many of you do believe in yourselves and you are confident and you get it that it's a whole stupid game for a man to care about his hair when 2/3 of men start experiencing noticeable hair loss by the age of 30. What a stupid investment to make in yourself to worry about your hair when it's the norm to not have this perfect hairline. And so many of you get that, and because you have a healthy self-worth and identity, and you realize it's all a stupid game, you hear the same words that I speak. And they're not perverted. They come through the camera with no filter, go straight in your ear, and it's like, bing! Yeah, Nick's right. He's totally right. That's know this, as the host of this channel, when I look at the comments, ultimately you are waving a flag up in the air saying, I'm thinking like Nick does, I have that ability, or I'm not there yet. You choose your own heaven or hell. You make a heaven of hell or a hell of heaven with this whole thing. I submit to you that I have made heaven out of what some people perceive as hell.